knew what he was doing. And sometimes if we would just follow God, we find out in every case, God knows what he's doing. Sometimes we say, oh God, that ain't going to work. You know the only reason it won't work is we won't try it. But God knows what he's doing. And what I want to talk to you about, there's a situation that we have in churches, not just this one. I've talked to other pastors. Folks' lack of enthusiasm or even care for the house of God. Folks just don't care about coming to church like they ought to. And they make up all kinds of sorry excuses. Well, the preacher don't preach right. The choir ain't the same since Brother Randy ain't been back in a while.
Go ahead now.
The girls don't hardly sing no more. And then people out there, I know how they live, but I got to sit there and look at them in church. How can I feel the Spirit? That's so sad. That's so sad. If you tell me that there's somebody in here that can hinder your spirit, that you can't touch God, you know what I'm going to tell you? You don't know God.
Amen. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead now.
In the 23rd Psalm, down there at the end, don't it say that he prepares the table for me in the presence of what? All my friends? Is that what it says? All the people that love me? All the people that like me? He said in the presence of my enemies. Yeah. What did he say? In the presence of my enemies, the people that can't stand me, the people that talk about me, I can sit down and enjoy a banquet from the Lord. See, that's the problem. When the Bible starts talking about preparing a table to a bunch of Baptists, they thinking about chicken, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, cornbread. But see, let me tell you, the banquet that God has spread before us is his word.
Amen. Amen.
You know, sometimes we need to take a bite. Huh? Well, if we could be as faithful to that physical diet as we is to that spiritual diet, I could get back to that other Luke new better. But let me tell you something. I don't find out Robbie is contagious. You get it from your children. What is that called? Hereditary. When you get it from your children, like insanity, it comes from your children. Brother Robbie stood up here a few months ago and talking about he don't like exercise, he likes extra fries. Guess what? Now I'm eating mine and Jack Sue's. He put it in my mind. But if we could just learn to get greedy for the Word of God.
Amen. Amen.
I'm going to tell you, I caught my own self. Y'all ever got a hot dog out of my car right there when serving me? Yep. Boy, this is a good hot dog. Man, good. But I caught myself being greedy. Now, if we get to go over there before time change, I would go over there by 6 o'clock. And see, I would get Jackson 2 hot dogs. And she kind of greedy. But I get me 6. See, because I knew I was going to eat 4 when I got home. And then about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm eating the other 2. You know, we don't like to waste. But see, now since it don't get dark at 9 o'clock, Jackson won't let me in the house till after dark. So when I go there at 10 o'clock and I get greedy and get them 6 hot, I can't eat them all at one time, Brother Jack. I tried it one time. See, we'll get greedy for the things of this world, but then when it comes to that which is of God, come on. Oh, we got something else to do.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Preach it.
Well, I ain't going to church this Sunday. Them so-called members out there. And look, you can quit calling me and tell me what to do with my members. Because if you was a member, you could bring it up in conference. And since you ain't a member, I don't care what you say about my members. Because you ain't got any members. So I'm tired of the world accusing the church. So the preacher, I ain't know what I'm saying, but you ain't a member, you don't love church enough to be a part of it, don't love it enough to get in their business. Oh yeah, I said it, and I'll stand behind it. If you want to invoke some changes in the church, become a part of it and bring them in the right way. Don't stand out. Look at you ain't gonna come in my yard and tell me how to decorate my house. So my wife's already doing that. Don't need you. But she lives there. And I'm not going to go by your house and stand in the yard and tell you how to cook your beans. You cook them the way you want them. Then your beans, that's your house. You got to eat them. You do it your way. Let me tell you something. That's the way it's going to be in the house of God. We're going to serve the Lord like the Lord lays upon our heart. If you don't like it, get over it. Some people say, I preach, you don't do like this other preacher. You don't do like. Guess what? I'm not them. I'm led. As long as I'm led by my heart and follow what I believe to be the Word of God, you're going to have to get used to it. Amen. Now, if you got a problem with it, tell Brother Big and bring somebody with you now because you need a sack. But come to Brother Big with a sack and tell him, look here, we're going to have a conference to get rid of the preacher. Come in here and vote on it, and I'll leave. But believe this, you better make sure it's of God. I might not be the one leaving. But let me get back to why we can't enjoy church no more. Folks talking about all this wrong with the church. Well, I want to tell you something. Sometimes these people get to talking and finding everything wrong with the church. I want to point out to you, it ain't always the church. Sometimes it's them. Amen. And I want to ask you this question right here today that the Lord laid upon my heart. When you ain't happy in church and when you can't feel the Spirit and when things just ain't what it ought to be, is shame to blame? That's the thing today. Is shame to blame? Is the reason you can't sit in church with a smile on your face is because you're ashamed of how you acted this week? Is the reason that you don't want to shake somebody's hand and you calling them a hypocrite and a devil, is the reason you don't want to shake their hands because you're ashamed of what you've been saying about them this week? The question is shame to blame for your slackness in the house of God? So, preacher, I know you ain't talking to me. That might be the first one.
Go ahead, preach.
In the book of Genesis, read a few verses for you. I'm going to get out of y'all's way.
Go ahead,
ain't no grace on today, so y'all going to sleep and eat. That's how you're going to do it. But you won't get out of church. Because you're ashamed.
Go ahead.
In Genesis chapter 3, start at verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open. And they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. You know where I'm coming from. You know the scripture very well. God had instructed Adam and Eve, look, y'all can have everything. But there's one thing I want you to stay away from. I found out. Don't tell your children not to do something too many times. Tell them one time, give them guys. But if you keep harping on it. My daddy, I don't know how many of y'all knew him before he was in church, but I knew him before he came to church. And he used to like this little place right across the railroad track coming, climbing toward, down, what's that McCall, Red Bluff Street, whatever. Anyway, right across that railroad track, there used to be a little brick building there. Richard Norton used to run that place. Some of you bowing your head, you've been there before. You know what that was. You didn't stop by there looking for just a goodie powder. But he used to like that place. But when he got into church, and he let all that go, and the Lord removed all that from his life, well, he kept telling me. So Boy, I want you to stay away from this. I'm telling you now because I know you don't need to get out there and get tied up, get to drinking and all that stuff. And over and over, and one day, man, I can't wait. You know how it is?
Yeah.
When we tell them over and over, we make a big deal about it, guess what? That's the one thing they want. Adam and Eve had access to everything in the garden. See, well, preacher, they might not have been nothing else there. Let me tell you something. It don't list everything that was there, but I believe everything that you could enjoy today, they had there. Man, they probably some good peaches. They had peaches on the tree year round. Pears and apples and all sorts of things. But there was this other tree. Looked good. But God said, leave that one alone. So that's why some folks don't want to come to church. Because they can't leave somebody alone. That's why they don't enjoy being in church. Because the whole time they're in church, the choir singing, the preacher's preaching, they worried about that brother or sister they seen doing something this past week. They can't even get their mind on God. And then when God does try to touch them and move them in their life, they're ashamed of what they become. It said here that he come to the garden there and he began to look for them. And he called out to Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I was afraid. Why? Because I was naked. I told you plenty of times before, because I know some of you ain't read that much of the Bible to find it. See, some of you think that we're only going to have a robe of righteousness. But see, I read in the Bible, found out that the children of God already have a gown of salvation. There's a gown of salvation that we should be wearing today. But when you pull it off, to talk about your brother. When you pull it off, to talk about your church. When you pull it off to get in business that ain't yours. Somebody should have hollered, amen. Then you're naked. You're naked and you're standing out there and you're ashamed. Or some of you ought to be ashamed anyway. I'd be ashamed to be naked out in public anyway. But some folks will bear it up. Let me tell you something. I ain't talking about just pulling off the clothes that way. I'm talking about they'll show the hatefulness in them.
Go ahead.
They'll show the backbitedness in them.
Go ahead.
They'll show the no love for people.
Go ahead now.
No consideration.
Preach it.
The intolerance.
Preach it.
They'll show all these things. They'll take it off and let everything. But let me tell you, we need to dress ourselves up in the way that God would have us. We need a gown of salvation that tell us, look here, we need to cover these things. Not cover it up that folks just get sick, but we need to cover it with the blood of the Lamb, which will take away the sins of the world. And that's the power of us. Folks try to cover up the hate that's in their life. They try to cover it up with smooth talk, and they try to cover it up with the political correctness. But if you cover it up with the blood of Jesus, you don't have to worry about it coming back over and over again. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to stand up here trying to tell you that I'm perfect by any means. I mess up just like anybody else do. But you know what? I've come to understand one thing. That it's not a bad person that messes up. It's a bad person that messes up over and over and over the same way. A smart man will say, look, I messed up, but I've learned my lesson. I don't have to do that same thing again. There is a term that says folks that do the same thing over and over expecting a different outcome. I believe that's the definition of insanity.
Amen.
In other words, some of you crazy. You keep thinking that you talking about people's going to help them. That's crazy.
Amen. Amen.
Running around behind somebody's back, talking about them and putting them down don't make them no better.
Amen.
And it definitely don't make you no better.
Amen.
But if you want to help somebody and you're afraid to talk to them, talk to God.
Amen.
Let me tell you something. Get off this. I heard it. The truth's welcome. Okay? If you want to tell the truth on somebody else, before you tell the truth on me, how about telling me when the truth's about you?
Come on. Amen. Come on. Go ahead.
I ain't the only one in here that's got a past. Now, you might be trying to hide yours, but I might not know, but somebody knows. Be careful. The saying that we have all goes around, comes around. Huh? need to tell you what's done in the secret shall be brought to light. Folks, we need to come to church dressed properly. That's right, preacher. We women need to put a dress on, quit wearing pants, church. Y'all so messed up.
Go ahead now.
Ain't too many people looking like a Christian on the outside. I'm talking about the ones that look like a child of God on the inside. I'm talking about putting that spirit dressed up. And see, we need to use the church as what it's for. Let me tell you something. As soon as this place is over, Teddy is probably headed straight to Longbury. Not today, next right Sunday. Next Sunday. Next Sunday. They walk in there and hey Teddy, how you doing? We want to hit one of the restaurants today. Somebody is. Things actually told me I got to cook, so you want y'all to give me a ride. But see, you know what? We don't be ready to eat when we come into the house of God.
Amen. Amen.
We need to be ready for that spirit to fill up.
Yes, sir.
Folks wonder why they make it halfway through the week and can't make it to Bible study. They perishing.
Go ahead now.
Leave that alone for us. We got things to do. I got to cut my grass and I got to do this and I got to do that. You got to lie, that's what you got to do, but you ain't got to lie to me. You just got to lie to God.
Amen.
Tell God why you ain't the Christian you want to be. If you can get by God with it, don't worry about me. Make it a shame. Don't want to go to church too much. Somebody come out and tell what I did. Look here, God might tell what you did. But the thing about it, God's going to tell you what you did. See, God is not that kind of person. God ain't going to be something he's telling you not to be. But let me tell you, if God's got a problem with you, he's going to tell you about it. You'll know before anybody else. He's not like us. He's not going to really tell anybody else. But see, the thing is, we need to understand that when we come into the house of God on Sunday morning, we need to come with the expectation of being blessed. That's the first thing. If you don't feel like when you leave in the house that I'm going to get in touch with God today and God is going to bless me, God is going to touch me, you might as well stay home. You got to be in the right mindset. But then you've got to be in the right heart set. You got to say, I know that my God is God. I know that no matter what's going on in my life, my God can reach down and lift me up and give me that blessing that I need in my life. If you're not looking for it, you're not believing it, you're definitely not going to get it.
Amen.
I've said this over and over again. Then we have to be in the right place to receive our blessing. Somebody said, well, preacher, I've sat in the church, but let me tell you, people can sit on these pews and still not be in the church.
Amen.
See, y'all can call this building, and we do, we call this building, these pews, these walls, we call this a church. Technically, this is a building. The church is the body of believers.
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
And to be a part of that, it takes a confession and believing in your heart to become a part of the church. And see, the church are those that come together in one accord.
Amen. Amen.
And see, some of y'all can quit driving Hondas thinking you trying to get to heaven. That ain't the accord he's talking about. He's talking about getting along with one another. He's talking about putting your differences aside and come together for one cause. And that's to lift up the name of Jesus Christ. When we come into church on Sunday with our personal agenda, I'm going to straighten out. I'm going to use your name. I'm straighten out that preacher Jackie today. I'm going to straighten out Sister Benji. Somebody need to put her in her place. Look at me. Don't think you come in here on one accord doing that. Because that's not God. If God's got a problem with Preacher Jackie, I just said it a while ago, or Sister Benji, God can take care of that. God don't need us going around getting in his business. Matter of fact, there's a verse in the Bible. I ain't going to just say it, I'm going to read it to you because some of y'all say he's lying. In 1 Thessalonians 4:11, listen quietly and carefully. Don't be talking when I read this now. You might miss it. It's important. And that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business and to work with your own hands as we command you. Amen. That's straight from the Bible and it's straight to somebody's ears. Amen. Study to be quiet. Work on it. Work on it, because some of us, that mouth, the lock-in gear before that brain ever gets cranked up. Amen. The parking brake slips on it. It just starts rolling downhill and ain't nobody driving it. You ever had anybody come up and talk to you about some church business before they got through? They were talking about some of the church. Amen. That's their minds that's just rolling.
Go ahead.
Because they're going everywhere.
Go ahead now.
Let me tell you something. It says study to be quiet. It's study to take care of your own business. Well, preacher, I felt like it was my business. Let me tell you what. Commercial says sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. If you think God's your business, you feel like a nut because you're crazy.
Amen. Go ahead.
It ain't your place to take care of God's business. It ain't your place to fix God's people. It's your place to give God the praise, the honor, and glory that you may be fixed yourself. Sometimes we come to the church, we be quickly ashamed and raise our hands. We come to the church and the Spirit begins to move. And somebody says, I just ain't felt nothing. You can't feel it because you can't hold your head up to God because you're ashamed of how you've been acting all week. When you ought to come in this house free. You ought not have to get free after you get here. He said that again, you got to be ready when you get here. I got a boy that works for me. He'll show up around 8 o'clock, 8:01. But as soon as he shows up, Russ, I'm running to the store. We start working at 8 o'clock now. Show up at 8:01, Russ, I'm running to the store. Right across, brother. Okay, go ahead. Come back and play that jambalaya, whatever you call it. 6:30, 10, 15 minutes. Get through with that. Well, let's open up the gym. I'll be right back. They kept losing the bathroom key, so I got a bearing about this big, got the key strapped to it. So he goes by, gets the key, and heads around the building. Another 20, 30 minutes. He come to work, but he wasn't ready. Some folks is coming to church, but they ain't ready. Amen? Amen. So if y'all don't like on YouTube, that's the devil's channel, ain't it? Well, y'all devil stay off of it. Two people was fighting, this girl talking junk, just running her mouth. Telling this other girl what she gonna do to her. By that time, the other girl reached back and popped her mouth and put her on the floor. And somebody was on the sideline hollering, she wasn't ready. And when y'all come to church on Sunday and you ain't feeling nothing and you blame everybody else for it, you ain't ready. You need to get ready to give God the praise. You need to get ready to give God the glory. We're going to praise you, God. The blessings will come down. We're going to thank Him. Who's saying to open our mouth? Who's saying to stand up? Who's saying to lift our hands? Don't blame me. Blame yourself. See, Eve, Adam and Eve, they had this thing worked out. God said, look here, did you eat of that tree I told you not to mess with? Simple question. Yes or no? But how do we get caught? How do we answer when we get caught? Sister Betty, did I really hear you talking about Sister Gussie like that? Well, Jason, the one told me. Yes or no? Adam, did you eat of the tree? Lord, it's your fault. I would have done it if you had to give me that aggravating one. I told you she wasn't no good to start with. See, if you'd kept me awake, I'd have told you to leave my real in. It was the woman. Look at Eve. Eve. Did you do this thing? That's her. You know the one that you let go? Yeah. If you kept him out of this, but we didn't need no snakes in here no way. Especially the ones that could walk around. Did y'all know that the snakes can walk around at one time? Some of them still do, but they ain't really snakes. They're church people. They're hard to get on the heart. Lord, if you hadn't let that snake in here, everything been good. Let me tell you something. That don't work. You can quit blaming your brother and sister. You can quit blaming the preacher. Quit blaming the deacons. Quit blaming the choir. And stand up and take responsibility for your own soul salvation. The word of God teaches me to let every man work out his own soul salvation with fear and with trembling. And see, I'm going to go back to this now because I said someone's crazy. Let me prove someone's crazy. Some folks don't even fear God. Preacher, what do you mean? Everybody fears God. You consider how they act. Keep doing the same meanness over and over again. Keep being hateful, spiteful, backbiting. And you know what? Somebody said, God's going to send them to hell. No, God ain't going to send them to hell. They send it their own self. Why? Because they don't fear God. See, now, if they heard some snapping out there on the street by the house where they live, they run in the house and hide. Come on. Somebody pop a couple of cats. They dive and duck and they hide from that man that can destroy the body, but they forgot about that one that can destroy body and soul. Come on. Folks, let me tell you something. Now, I'm going to sit down and get out of your way. It's 12:26. Sunday morning, next Sunday morning, you can't do it today because the day's past and gone. We can't change the past. But bless God, He gives us the ability that we can change the future through His help. So next Sunday morning, when you get up, the first thing you do is put the smile on your face. I don't care if you're hurting. I don't care how many bills you got, what kind of pain it is, and who's been talking about you, but smile. Because guess what? Whether you frown or smile, they still going to be what they're going to be. If frowning pays bills, if frowning pays your bill, come out of the house and pick up mine. But put a smile on your face. Right. Well, preacher, you just don't know how I feel. God knows how you feel. Amen. And He woke you up anyway. Amen. He got you up and put you on your feet. Remember what He told Paul now. When you get up, if you need something to smile about, remember what He told Paul. My grace is sufficient. Put that smile on your face when you get to that mirror. And you trying to fight that hair. I don't have that problem. You trying to get it to lay down. Look in that mirror and say, you know what, today's going to be a good day. Yes. Why? Because it's God's day and He allowed me to be a part of it. Now, see, some folks, and I ain't going to talk about Sister Jackie, but I got to. Some folks go to the grocery store, they have in mind what they're going to get. Amen. Amen? That's a good idea. Because when you don't know what you're going after, you wind up with a whole lot of junk you wasn't planning on getting. Somebody don't want to talk about it. And it's the same thing coming to church on Sunday. I promise y'all get out of your way, but I just got to tell you this one. When you don't know what you coming to church for, you be shopping up and down the pews. Leah ain't talking about nobody. Let's move on. What'd you say? Who you want? You can't get your blessing because you don't fill up your basket with everybody's business. You leave here today, and I know some folks still do it. Walk out of church, I've heard it so many times. I ain't getting nothing out of there. Remember what I asked you. Is shame to blame? And if you're walking out and you say, well, I should have stayed home. I ain't getting nothing out of there. Then answer that question. Is shame to blame? And if the answer is yes, say, well, wait a minute before you lock that door. I need that altar. It ain't the preacher that's got to pray. It ain't the choir that's got to ask for forgiveness, but Lord, I need to get to the altar. Because let me tell you, it ain't my brother. It ain't my sister. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Amen. Like the man in the temple. Boy, I'm glad it ain't y'all devils. That ain't the way we be in the house of God. We get into the house of God, and we find out we shame. You want to bow our heads like the man said. Lord, bless a sinner. That's right, a sinner. Like me. Let me tell you something. Don't be shamed when you come to the house of God. Be proud. Yes. Lift your head up. Yes. Be proud to be a child of God. Yes. Look here. We got nothing to be ashamed of in God. So if we get out of ourselves and out of everybody else's business, get our mouth off everybody's back and put it on praise for God, yes, we can lift up holy hands. Yes. And the thing about lifting up holy hands and sending a praise up while you got that hand up, you can just take a blessing right back down with you. God bless you.